Yo, welcome back to another video. We got another this guy ain't watched it since The Flash, like season, say, 3 or 4. I think bro had to end up changing his name and everything. The Flash no longer comes on. It's like, think that's what he built his whole channel on. It's like, it's kind of depressing. Um, anyways, let's get into it.
Back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Grant Gustin and what was said at a recent Comic-Con panel in Liverpool. So if you do want to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. So we need to talk about this. I was actually at this Comic-Con event the other day. I will pop a photo on the screen right here. I met Grant Gustin. It was a photo opportunity. And let me just tell you, he's really nice in real life. We had a short conversation. I was there with my friend Flashverse, who maybe some of you guys know from YouTube. And it was a great experience getting to meet Grant. I've seen him before at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, but this was the first time since then that I've seen him. But this was the first time I've actually briefly talked to him. So it was a great experience, but we need to talk about what he said at the panel. So actually, I wasn't there at the Flash panel. It was the next day. I had to leave, but my friend Flashverse was there, and he actually got a bunch of quotes. He has sent a lot of stuff to me, so we're going to have a couple of Flash videos over the next couple of days because there is some stuff that we need to discuss. So we're going to be breaking down the Screen Rant article that actually quoted Flashverse's Twitter post, and this is how the tweet goes. Grant Gustin on who he would like to see play the Flash in James Gunn's DCU. He said jokingly, "I'm not giving them any good casting ideas." He laughs. Obviously he's saying that because the joke is he wants to play the Flash. He doesn't want to give them any good casting ideas just in case they go for someone else instead of him. And actually I buy into this, even though he's just making a joke out of it. It is true that I think Grant would totally be in to return if he was actually properly asked to play the Flash again, because he was always so passionate and it's something that he would probably take on despite having played the character for like 9, nearly 10 years, because he still goes to these conventions. And also this is like one of the first times he's come to a UK convention. Like, he is traveling around the world, going to these places, meeting fans that still want to talk about the Flash and still want to ask him questions. And so actually at the event he was there alongside Tom Cavanagh, Danielle Panabaker and Chantel Van Santen, who actually played Patty Spivot in season 2. Also, Candice Patton was supposed to be there, but she cancelled last minute. I'm not sure why she had to cancel. And obviously, talking about Grant again, everyone wants him to play the Flash, and obviously it's been suggested a lot. There's been tons of people asking him, and there is still hope. I feel like if anyone from the Arrowverse is going to return, it's going to be him. And so based on his new comments, it seems like he is still open to that idea, and it's nothing too crazy to say that if Grant was to be asked, like, he would actually just accept it. So Screen Rant continues by saying, since Ezra Miller's version of The Flash was far from beloved and the actor's solo movie as Barry Allen became a major box office bomb, DC fans have turned to campaigning for Grant Gustin to become the DCU's Flash. That has made its way to the highest level of DC management, with DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn claiming he would love to work with Gustin when asked about how the actor's talents could be going to waste since DC was not using him. So I think there is a very valid point here. Since Ezra's version of The Flash flopped and it did really poorly and it wasn't very well received in the DCEU, with DCU, why not go for a proven formula? Grant Gustin is a proven formula, and that's why people have turned to campaigning for Grant Gustin not just to appear in like a cameo role in the DCU as a version of the Flash, but be the main Flash. Like, what's to say he can't do that, right? Like, James Gunn hasn't set up any rules. If I was the head of DC right now, I would be going to Grant Gustin specifically out of all the Arrowverse actors. I would be saying, can you play our Flash? Because you've proven you're super popular, you know exactly how to pull off Barry Allen. That's the type of Barry Allen that we want. And obviously they can just do it on a different budget, on a different scale in the DCU. And so it would probably be a Flash film rather than a TV show, considering we've done TV shows before, especially with Grant Gustin. And according to James Gunn, Gustin is an incredibly talented performer whose talents are not going to to waste by not being in a DC project, obviously because he just respects him as an actor, I guess, and Grant does other projects. He just did Broadway. And then Gunn revealed that he would love to work with Gustin in the future, as aforementioned before. So opening the door for the Flash star to play the DCU's Barry Allen or another character in the franchise. And again, there is definitely nothing to say that he can't play another character. He doesn't have to play Barry Allen, and it wouldn't be connected to the Arrowverse, so he can just play a brand new character who has not played before. And while nothing has come of that as of yet, Gustin's decision not to suggest possible actors of the DCU's Flash could mean he holds out hope that he could be called upon by Gunn for the role, which he has previously said he would accept. So that's my breakdown of his comments. Let's move on to something else that is a major talking point that came from Liverpool Comic Con at that panel, because Grant Gustin commented on various things throughout the panel, and again we're going to make a separate video on some of those other comments because there's so much to break down. But something that we tweeted out over at Discussing Film from the panel is all to do with a storyline that Grant Gustin wasn't such a big fan of. So this is definitely...
It's more of, yeah, we don't really care all the other details, just this detail. That's cool. Nice to see.